Hello everyone, I'm going to attempt a let's play series on Wasteland 2. Let's pick the difficulty, Supreme Jerk. That's going to make some things interesting, at least the starting of the game. Enemies will do double damage and your party only half damage, so it alters combat dramatically. Back to what I was saying. It's a role-playing game, RPG, old school. Uh, Wasteland 1 is 25 years old game and the precursor of the Fallout series. I've been playing this game for a while. I'm going to skip the intro. I'm going to go quickly through the early dialogues because I've done them before. And if you wanna, I don't know, follow the story and read all dialogues, you can watch some other let's play or someone else. There is one dude out there I've been following, an Australian, has very pleasant voice to listen to, and he reads dialects and stuff. It's very nice to follow. I'm gonna pause the game a bit so I can speak a bit about the goal of this let's play, what you can expect to see in it. Like I said, not a lot of story, at least in the early parts of the game that I've played before. So, because I can't be bothered to waste my life reading this stuff over and over again. And we'll try to do this in as close to an iron mode as I can. I'm not an expert on this game. I've done some research. I'm not sure I'll be able to achieve that. For one thing, it's going to make the game obviously way more difficult. It might create some interesting situations with item shortages. Not going to be a blind playthrough. Like I said, I played before. I think I reached something around level 15, 16. And there are some mechanics in the game. There's various points. There's going to be some one-time only skill checks. Opportunities, so to speak. You either know beforehand metagaming what you need, you're prepared, or else you're going to lose. You can lose pretty pretty massively, and that again is going to happen. I'm pretty certain on this game. I will try to read up on some stuff ahead of time, but I'm pretty certain I'm still going to miss out on lots of things. I don't know this game. Pure and simple, and mistakes will be made. Lots of mistakes. I will go a bit into a bit technical details about attributes and skills and builds and the skill choices and why that in about, I don't know, 5-6 minutes after I exit this dialogue, collect the few treasures on this starting map, and recruit Angela. And after I recruit Angela, we'll examine each character. We'll do first a presentation of how the attributes and the skills work in this game, and also each character individually, why it's built, the way it's built, and what's the future plan basically for each of them. Okay, now I'm going to try to advance this.
Yes, the voice on the. Once you prove it's about a day's walk.
Okay.
There you go. When you get back to, I'll give you the. Ace had been trying to locate a faint radio signal, which has lately been giving us cause for concern.
Ace is the dude that they're burying right there.
To hook them up to 3 remote radio towers. This would have allowed us to get. Good luck out there, recruits.
Hey, Pick up that shovel. Yeah, take it. And no, that's not the way to do it. That's the way to do it, I think. Yeah. What I did, these are quick shortcuts, quick buttons. Now, one thing I'm going to be suffering through all this playthrough, and viewers are going to suffer with me. My mouse doesn't have the scroll button. I haven't checked, maybe I will check at some point if there's equivalent keybinds that I can use to zoom in and out the map. What I have is right now, what I'm working with is page up, page down to change the camera angle, and this gives me a bit of zoom effect, but it's not exactly not exactly the best. Pressing Z key shows items I can interact with. We cannot go there yet. I will try to speed up the early game. Yeah, we don't have a lot of money. Those guys are replacement. Hopefully we're replacements if I lose these starting characters. Some of them I can recruit them. They're backups, basically. Hey, you wanna speak with us? No. I knew he wouldn't wanna speak with us, but whatever. Okay, so these holes on the ground you can dig up with the shovel. We have conveniently picked up. So scrap, and that is the currency of the game. Let's go through this as fast as possible. I think there's like 2 or 3 more. Yeah, 3 more. 4 to select the 4 character, and 8 for the shovel. And he starts to dig up. And what is this kind of tuna? Okay. Then again, dig this one up.
God damn it, Ace. You never should have put down the wrench and picked up the gun.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, that's crap. Basically. Wow. So this is the mother load. Okay. Useless at this point, but it might be useful at some point. And this guy might make use of it. Okay. Angela.
Sorry about the waterworks. I'm still pretty broke up.
Yeah, she calls us babies, but she's right. She is much light years away compared to the other NPCs, recruitable NPCs, combat-wise. And she's also better than my starting party. She's...
Listen, so...
She decides to babysit us for a while.
Cool. No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented, alright?
Be a whole lot of different challenge level if I try to do this without her in the early game. She's not a permanent NPC. You can recruit up to 3 more on top of the ones you get to build yourself. Those 3 NPCs you need to find in the world and recruit. There's more of them, but you can at any time you can only have a squad of 7, maximum 7. Angela, it's pretty special in that she's miles ahead compared to them in combat effectiveness, but also that she's not how should I say, she's not temporary. She is temporary. She will leave the party at some point. So it's not a good idea to invest too much experience into her. and shrines and other one-time bonuses, skill books and whatever, would be a waste on her. But in the early game, she gets to babysit the party. Just check the hit point difference. This will normalize after a few levels somehow, but at the start of the game, that is very significant, especially in Supreme Jerk. Now, let's go into attributes first. Some observation about attributes. In my opinion, based on what I've read on the forums and on experience playing the game, speed is the most important attribute for combat characters, regardless of what combat skills they might be using, melee, ranged, whatever. Speed is the most important, and I will argue why. First, it adds a lot of to combat initiative. What is combat initiative? If you've ever played Heroes of Might and Magic 5, I think that's when I first saw the system. This game combat is turn-based. Combat initiative not only governs the order in which characters get to act during a turn, but also how often they. This is a pretty important stuff. How often they get to act. Character with the A with the double initiative score of character B will get to act twice as often, and that's obviously very big. The action point system, from those familiar with Fallout series, is also in play. You can have a character that acts very often but has a few action points. You can have a character that acts not so often but has a lot of action points, and can take a lot of actions when his turn eventually does arrive and he gets to act. And you can have a character that acts often and has a ton of action points, and that's basically Angela. And you try to achieve this with your with your starting characters as well. Those are going to be characters dedicated to fighting, to combat, performance, and that obviously is going to affect the amount of skill points, the skills, and thus the skills you can have. Why? You might ask, why would you focus? Do you need to focus your characters so hard on fighting? Because the NPCs, with one noteworthy exception, Angela, that are pretty hopeless at combat, and you can't do. You can on the ones you get early, you can sort of make I don't know, half decent. They can never reach the same potential that the characters you create from the start can. So if you want to be able to make it to combat, those dudes will have to be pretty combat oriented, and that means I'm going to have trouble with some skill checks throughout the game. I think I've picked enough skills, and I will be able to get most of the skills on distributed on the characters and the NPCs I'm going to pick. But it's going to be hard. It's going to force me at times to delay some areas just to level up a bit more and be able to invest in skills required. Again, a bit of metagaming, a bit more of metagaming will be required, because you can't know ahead of time for some checks you need this. When you do get to that point, if you don't have it, that's it. You waste the opportunity. You don't get to try again, except by reloading. Either way, it's sort of cheating. Metagaming knowing and preparing ahead of time. It's a bit less cheating, but still. You can try to emphasize, put a lot of emphasis on skills and basically be prepared for anything. Basically, definitely be prepared for anything the game, all the checks the game throws at you. But then you will have to take points from the combat skills, and you might not make it that far. We'll see. We'll see. The game for me at this point it's difficult. The starting game, the starting part is going to be more difficult. Let's go back to attributes. We were talking about speed and why it's so important. Not only does it govern how often a character gets to act, but also how many tiles, how many meters, tiles, there's a grid in combat, a character gets to move per action point. Why is this important? For, again, crucial even for all types of combat skills. For melee characters, obviously, you get to spend a few action points to get in range, in melee range to your target, and then still have enough action points to actually attack it. Or if you're in danger, you can use your high mobility to run and hide out of line of sight. For ranged characters, ranged units, this allows the ability to flank. There is a cover system in game, so flanking the cover of your enemies allows you to shoot without to hit penalties for the unit in cover. This is going to be familiar for players familiar with the XCOM series. Flanking is a very important part of that. High mobility allows flanking, but also kiting games, keeping slow melee enemies at range by moving back and using range attacks, and then taking more steps back, while never giving them a chance to actually make it close to melee range and I don't know, kill you in one hit, if that's the case. There are quite a few of those types of enemies in the game. Especially early, your team might not have the ability to kill them in one turn, but with kiting you can extend and your team would not last I don't know, 3-4 turns with such enemies in melee range. They would just, I don't know, kill one of your characters per turn and you'll get nowhere. But with kiting, you keep them at range with enough mobility, keep shooting, then retreat, keep shooting, retreat, until you wear them down. That's the speed attribute. And it also contributes in some manner to action points. So obviously, for combat, mandatory, all my characters have 10 speed for that reason. Now another sort of important attribute, this is not for combat, it's mostly has no effect in combat. If intelligence, there are some breakpoints for the amount of skill points you get per level at level up. I think you get 10 skill points at 10 intelligence, 4 skill points per level up at 8 intelligence. At 4 intelligence you get 3. Yeah, 3 skill points, and then at 1 intelligence you get 2 or something like that. So by going for intelligence I get 3 skill points per level. That should allow my characters to hopefully develop one combat skill and 2 of the other skills. And the NPCs I'm going to recruit are going to also have eventually have get to 4 intelligence. I'm talking about Ralphie and Scotchmo, which I will try to get pretty early from railroad station. It's close. I won't, because like I said, I'm trying to play Quasi Iron Man. We won't go directly there. For once, I don't think I would have the charisma to recruit Scotchmo straight up. I think he requires like 12 charisma, and my characters don't have enough. Even with Ralphie doesn't have a lot of charisma either. It uses the combined party charisma. There are some breakpoints to recruit some NPCs. So this means we'd have to go and do high pool first, recruit another NPC that has a bit more charisma, and then perhaps after we get some better weapons, try to get Ralphie without dying. It is easy to get Ralphie extremely early, but it's not guaranteed. If you get an encounter on the way to railway station, then at level 1 with this level 1 weapons you'll probably die. Especially since you need to get to some radiation first. Yeah, radiation first, and your characters are already start injured. No, out of the question. Now that's intelligence. I can't put more points because, like I said, there's you need combat effectiveness, but also can try to go 1 point of intelligence, but then I would need miss out on some skills, which is not the end of the world. Uh, Obviously, other players have proven the game. It's definitely beatable by skipping on skills, but if you want to um, have options and have a word to say on how some of the quests will be completed, get what is in your opinion would be the best way to complete it, then you need to have certain skills. That's basically it. If you just if you don't care, you just kill everyone, shoot everyone, uh, focus on combat only. If you also want the options, then it gets more difficult, more complicated with attributes. I think for intelligence, it should be a nice compromise per character. Then let's pick a bit of strength. Strength affects hit points per level. That's luxury for most characters. It also influences melee a bit, not in a crucial way. The damage for non-critical attacks uh, gets no bonus from strength. Strength affects critical damage multiplier. Now the melee skills are here. Some of them get pretty high crit chance. I can't check. Okay, I can check. See, blunt weapon skill, melee skill, even at level 10, you can't get more than level 10, gets 20% chance to crit from skill, and you might use some trinkets, maybe you can get some extra 3%. There's also the ability later in the game to use some weapon attachments to raise it up a bit, but it will take a lot of doing, lots of skill points, and late in the game you will actually start to have dependable crit chance with blunt weapons, and that's when high strength would start to matter. So for blunt weapons, bladed weapons on the other hand, brawling. This is hand to hand. Gets a lot of critical chance per skill. Because I have put points, let's check it with another character like this. See, brawling gets 100% chance to crit from skill points alone, which means even at a low level, brawling weapons you can't use attachments. That's one of their drawbacks. On the plus side, that they get +1 to damage, minimum maximum damage every character level. They will start weaker than the other two melee skills, but they'll be by far the most powerful during the end game. I could have, in interest of maximizing end game potential, I could have went with two brawling melee characters. I choose to, in the interest of diversity and mainly that, to make one of my melee characters what's it called, blunt weapon specialist. But blunt weapons don't have the same potential, and also bladed weapons, they start pretty strong, but they have a pretty long while where they fall behind the blunt weapons and brawling, and during the end game they also get an excellent special weapon. It's called this is a knife. I can't actually pronounce this. It's I believe it's a reference to Crocodile Dundee. Think they would be workable, even the bladed weapons, but I'm not going to try them this time around. Yeah, let's go back to attributes. So that was strength. Has some influence to melee damage, but not the same for all of them. Like I said, during the end game, when you can have pretty high crit chance on all of them, high strength would be desirable, but brawling can make use of high strength from the beginning. I had to cut a bit because of the other skills. It would be lovely to be able to make all your characters give them 10 in each stat, but I would be cheating. The whole reason or the whole point of the points attribute system would vanish, basically. There's be no more choices. Now, another attribute that's important for combat is awareness. Think and coordination. Now, awareness gives you view range, I think. Combat initiative, I think you get like one more combat initiative per point. And I guess for the NPCs that are really slow, like speed, combat initiative, awareness and speed could work. With those characters that start pretty fast, maybe coordinate, some points in coordination. 2 points per of coordination give you an action point, and also some minor bonus to hit with ranged weapons. Luck, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know the exact mechanics. It could have all sorts of of influences as extra hit points at level up, and extra, it applies its, I don't know, chance percent equal to skill level to skill checks. We're going to have Scotchmo, an NPC with pretty high luck, and we'll see some. There's some rumors, I don't know, I'm not certain, that it might affect the quality of loot you receive from chests and whatever. Not certain about that. And charisma, higher charisma gives you increased XP rewards. And also leadership, Regius leadership is a skill, provides a minor to hit bonus for your other characters, and also lowers the chance for your characters to go wild and not follow orders in combat, which could have some disastrous effects. Again, pretty much dumb start for me. There's not enough. It doesn't directly influence talking skills. That's why you can pretty much cut on it. I have three charisma on this guy. He will be the party leader because of that leadership range stuff. Also, some NPCs have charisma. Total party charisma check, threshold, whatever. If you don't have enough charisma, they won't join you. And again, it's one of those things I was talking about. You only get one chance in metagaming. You must know beforehand if you have enough. If not, you lose your chance to recruit that NPC forever. So again, if I were to play this game blindly, totally blindly, without knowing that information, maybe more charisma would have. I would have invested more in charisma just to make certain I don't lose potentially awesome NPCs. This way, I've already known, chosen who I'm going to pick. There's going to be Ralphie, Scotchmo, and Vulture's Cry. Not even in that order. Vulture's Cry, Ralphie, and Scotchmo. This is going to be the three NPCs. We'll try to recruit them as early as possible and develop them in best possible way. Now, those are the attributes. Skill wise, probably at character creation that would have been easier to choose. Like I said, most characters are going to have for intelligence. Hopefully that means I'll be able to level up a weapon skill and 2 extra skills. For the party leader, I went with Kisas. This is not a combat skill, it's for dialogue. You need those skills pretty problematic to use in your on your core characters. And what do I mean by that? Those characters, if you don't invest heavily into them, are pretty much useless. There's going to be thresholds, you go higher and higher. If you don't have enough, you basically wasted. You might as well not have it. You either have enough or you might as well not have it at all. You need to invest heavily into them. And unless heavily metagaming, it's going to put a strain on what? And obviously in the combat skill. If you put too many skills in skill points here, you're not going to be very effective in combat. And that's pretty pretty true for all characters. This guy, what combat skills? I started him with some machine guns, and I'm going to from now on going to switch to energy weapons. Why is that? Submachine guns. The starting submachine gun, the level 1, it's probably the best of the level 1 weapons. We're going to get past tier 1 weapons pretty fast, so that's not a huge reason. Problem is, energy weapons you're not going to get that early. And even if you were to have them, the enemies don't have a lot of armor rating in the beginning, and energy weapons are effectively useless against unarmored enemies. And that's why we're going to waste some skill points into submachine guns first, and then later in the game we're going to switch to energy weapons. Ideally, you wanna make it through the game with only one skill. Like I said, skill points are scarce resource, but in this case, I think we can get by with this. Leadership and Kisas. This guy, assault rifles, the most powerful combat skill in the game, apparently. What makes them so powerful? Well, early game you get access to very powerful M16. That's one reason. Even if it costs more action points to fire, normal shots and bursts, it's still very action point efficient weapon. Also, assault rifles compared to say heavy weapons, they can receive modifications. They have, I think you can check here. Let's check assault rifles with heavy weapons. They use less ammo than heavy weapons. They receive more critical chance from skill points than heavy weapons. They can use headshot. Heavy weapons cannot. They can receive modification that can further improve their range and chance to jam and I don't know if chance to hit and so on and so forth. So they start better than heavy weapons. Ammunition, it's going to be a problem early game. So, and heavy weapons waste a ton of ammo. But as the game goes on, assault rifles get even better because they can receive modifications. They also have the special attack ability to go for headshots that those don't get. They have burst mode, decent penetration, huge range. Sniper rifles also have good range, even better penetration, but they don't have burst mode. So that's where they lose to assault rifles. And DPS race. Submachine guns also have burst mode. They only have burst mode, but they have on top of that they receive a chance to hit bonus at close range, but they have poor range. You can somewhat mitigate that in the game with some attachments that increase the weapon range, but they also have another drawback. They don't have a lot of penetration, so against some types of enemies they'll be ineffective against armored enemies. And also they eat up a lot of ammo, but it's that type of ammo, it's cheap. The heavy weapons, on the other hand, they compete with assault rifles and later sniper rifle ammo, and those types of weapons are use the same type of ammo much more efficiently per action point, per whatever, much more economically viable. Handguns are pretty crap. I mean, early game they could work, but they're not end game type of weapon. So this guy that I chose to start with SMGs, I could have started with handguns. Early game there are some handguns which don't cost a lot of action points to use, so it can be somewhat decent, but later in the game they don't have burst mode, they cost a lot of action points to use, they don't receive the same amount of bonuses as a sniper rifle. Basically what you would compare them with would be sniper rifle, I guess, similar. No burst mode, one shot, but sniper rifles will do more damage, will have higher range, will receive better attachments, and better penetration, I think. So handguns, a bit of a role play weapon type of weapon. Same for heavy weapons, like I said, economically they just, each and every way you look at them, they just don't they're straight worse than assault rifles. This is, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but if it seems to be like they're just plainly inferior to another weapon type, and that's just. There should be some cases where some weapon type it's better than the other, some niche. As it is, they just there to make the number and I don't know, role play reasons. That's it. Energy weapons, they have some issues. They only work. They have restriction. Let's go. I'll compare them with assault rifles again, the staple of the range weapons. Um, so assault rifles have great range, have great damage, great penetration, so they're effective against all types of enemies, even from great range, great damage. Compared to that, energy weapons only work against hardened enemies, so they need to have high armor. Energy weapons have short range. Both types of weapons can receive attachment that can increase range, but again, the range difference, the significant range difference, will remain. A small bonus for energy weapons, they receive bonus to hit at point blank range. Assault rifles have a bit of penalty, but it's really not enough. There is a super unique energy weapon in the game, so that's basically their saving grace. Also, to use a bit on ammo consumption issues, if you have too many assault rifle users, though thinking about it, it's not really true. You can, because assault rifles use the ammunition so efficiently. Even if you have more characters using them, what it means, you will end the combat earlier, and you're still not going to use much ammunition. So it is feasible to use multiple assault rifle users, but that would make for a pretty, I don't know, dull monotonous game. Like I say, I'm all for a bit of variety, but not in the case where some weapon type is clearly inferior to the other. Energy weapons, like I said, that unique one can go head to head with assault rifles. And with this, I think I covered all weapon types. I'm going to have let's continue with the other characters. So assault rifles, yay. Alarm disarming, not a great skill, but hopefully it will come handy on some quests. Mechanical repair, the same, can help with fixing some fountains, some quests, some broken. In Iron Man mode, when you cannot reload critical failure, it might be a bit more worthwhile. Not the greatest skill. Melee character, blunt weapons, like I said, past the first 10 level, it will be inferior to brawling, but for diversity I want blunt. Why melee characters? Because they don't use ammunition, so they're economical. Though they use more healing, so pros and cons. Computer science, this guy gets to move a lot, has high speed, needs to go in melee range of enemies, and have the ability to hack enemy mechanical units, which will be a factor later in the game. And demolitions, I put on this guy because he's got higher strength than the others, so in case he fails and blows up the demolition, whatever charge he's working on, he might have a chance of surviving. The second melee character, brawling, hardas, that's another talking skill, same applies as the Kisas here. Also, I gave him a point on field medic and surgeon. You need to have those at least on one character at the start of the game to be able to heal and revive. There is going to be a while in the game until you actually get access to doctors, free doctors, and until then you need to have those skills. Now Angela, she starts as a real monsters, tons of assault rifles, skill, brute force, hard ass, blunt weapons, weaponsmithing, and outdoorsman. I'll take a short break. I'll go back and talk about the skills I'm going to pick on the other characters. Be right back. Okay, back. The other characters I'm going to recruit is going to be Vulture's Cry. She'll use sniper rifles again, mostly for variation and because they're somewhat competitive with assault rifles. Variety sake. The skills she'll have are outdoorsman, perception, and weaponsmithing, because obviously Angela will leave. Ralphie will have toaster repair and smartass. We're going to make him a smart kid with no intelligence attribute. And the third is going to be Scotchmo, the hobo. He already starts with I believe it's lockpicking and safe tracking, and that will cover most of the skills. I think I'll be missing oh, there's a skill I skipped. Let's see again. So 2 skills here, 2 skills here. Yes, there's a skill I skipped on this guy because I needed field medic and surgeon. That skill is covered by Angela in the beginning, brute force. I'll have it on stain later on, and that's basically it. I would have to add the fact that at level 10, characters from each 10 levels, characters receive another attribute point. Scotchmo and Ralphie will have to use their first in intelligence because they only have 3 points, 3 intelligence points, to get them to 4, and then I will need to focus on combat stats. With my characters, I'll probably go for coordination to get extraction points. Awareness would be probably arguably just as good for more combat initiative. And another thing to mention is that the build's attributes mostly are taken from forum. Some dude that made some awesome analysis on optimizing party. Only made some minor modifications. Enough. Okay, let's see what loot I got. Wow, you've got no extra ammunition for this. Nice. This concludes the introduction. We'll just look a bit on the stats on this weapon. And Angela has this crap rifle. Now look at the damage figures and keep in mind you only do half damage because of Supreme Jerk before armor enemy armor reduction. The thing that's going to unlock the game for us is going to be this, the FAMAS. This does way better damage per shot. It also has a pretty fast action point wise burst fire mode. Keep in mind Angela has 10 action points. That's a lot, so she can fire to burst in a round. To burst shots, that's 6 times that damage. Those hits can crit. Compared to the M1, it's a world of difference. M1, she can also fire twice in a round. Compared to M round shots, that's like less than one FAMAS bullet that can fire 6 times. So that FAMAS, it's roughly 6 times better, more effective than the M1. Another way to look at that is the damage per AP stat. This one would go up to 5, two single shots per turn. This one would to 20, 21. Yeah, 21 compared to less than 5, to 4.6. And also this doesn't use the whole 10 action points. It's 5 to 6 times more effective, and yeah, we need it. It costs a lot. We're not going to have enough to buy it at the start of the game. Let's see what we can sell here. Yes, one scrap. Yeah, you can go. That is our main goal right now, is to make enough enough scrap. That's the currency to buy this thing. It will unlock the the power of Angela. We're not quite there yet. Another item we need to get off her quite quickly is this, but the FAMAS is more important. This should conclude the first episode, the introduction episode, and the next episode we'll start actually playing the game. Oops, wrong button. Goodbye, see you guys next episode.